Really delighted we were helping you. And you've done so much in such a short time. Your place has risen in value enormously in that short period. So we were very lucky we got to buy when we did. And you've really benefited from that. And now you'll be able to go on soon and buy their next investment property. So it just goes to show sometimes you need to look at those alternative methods for self-employed people that are available. Yes, you'll pay a little more to start, but you can turn it around quite quickly if you've got a plan of attack and you know what you're doing. Hey everyone, I am delighted to be here. Actually, I am here in Port Macquarie, another glorious winter sunny day here. And I met up with my lovely client, Roslyn Lane, and her lovely husband and son, Clinton Jackson. And so we were able to have a meal together and chat about it. But we've been working together for the last under 2 years, actually, about doing a loan. So Ros, yay, you're here, and I'm thrilled to be here with you and see your beautiful home. But can you please tell us a bit about you and what your business background is?
Sure. Hi, Louise. Hi, everybody. It's so great to be here, and thank you for having me. You and I have known each other for a very long time. I want to say, would it be like 7 or 8 years? Maybe about that long.
Yeah, all from business and business.
Yeah, exactly.
We love business.
We just love business in general and the communities that we're involved in. And for a very long time, you have told me, come on, Ros, we've just got to buy a place. And I have been scared out of my mind to do so. And I thought that I've been in the too hard bucket. But one of the biggest reasons that has always held me back is because I have my own business. So I've been a mobile home-based travel advisor for 14 years now with one company and a couple of years with another. So about 16 years in total. And
it's your business. You run it, your business, yeah.
My business, I run it, all my own clients and all the rest of it. And I also have a coaching and mentoring business as well for travel advisors all over the world called Travel Agent Achievers. And also assist my husband with another business called H2ography, which is a video services production company. So I do a number of different things, but being a small business owner has really been I want to say a burden, but I think it's been something that's held me back from actually taking the leap to buy a place. And for a very long time, I said to you, I'm so hard. This is just too difficult. I feel like I've got to have $200,000 in cash saved, and just kept beating myself up over the whole process. And it could be due to a number of people along the way that have said, nah, you can't do it. No, you don't have a deposit. No, you can't do it. And so you have been steadfast every step of the way to say, yes, Ros, you can. Let me help you. Let me give you some guidance and expertise, exactly as I would in the travel industry, right? I'm like, let me help you curate the experience. I know what can be done. You're the expert in your area. I'm the expert in mine. And so, a few years ago, I think it would have been about 2020, you and I started seriously talking about this. And then, of course, the pandemic hit.
Yeah. And you were like, no, I don't know what's going to happen. And you're just like, poor things. We all thought, this can't go on like this for all these years.
I seriously thought, give it 3 months. It's another bird flu. It's something that won't be sticking around. But of course, yes, it did. 2 years before we were able to leave Australian shores from March 2020 when everything closed down. And the travel industry was just decimated. From clients, we just turned into repatriation experts trying to bring as many people home. For me, it was also moving hundreds of clients, their travel experiences.
You had to do all that work for nothing, really.
For nothing, yes. For a couple of years, for absolutely nothing. But at that time, you again just kept in contact with me and said, let's just keep going. Let's keep just squirreling money away, which is what I did. And it was through that time that I went, you know what, I can do this. I'm scared but I know that if I continue to put the money aside, the time will come, we will be able to do something together. And so, of course,
Yeah, well, we actually retouched base in August 22 and started putting together a low doc pre-approval because at that time lenders were going, travel agents, you got to be
No
kidding.
way.
But low doc lenders said, well, if their financials haven't caught up to where they're at, and we knew you were doing pretty well considering because you had the
Correct.
two businesses, or three in
Yeah,
fact,
three. Mm.
that your actual finished financials from your accountants weren't reflecting what you were doing now at that time. So you could actually afford the mortgage. So we went for it. And
Yeah.
you
Well, that's
bought,
right.
you were looking in September, and by October, you actually bought.
Yeah,
And
we
that was really
did.
pretty quick, and then settled in November. So you did a quick settlement, got the property. It's a beautiful property, the most divine aspect. And
Yeah.
you're sitting in there now. So
I
it's
am
your
here in
very
my home
beautiful
office as well. I absolutely love it. And it is the best decision that we made. And you were 100% right when you said all that money you're putting aside for rent, like we were able to do it. There was no reason why we could not afford a loan because we were paying that in rent anyway.
office.
And still, you still got electricity and all the rest of it that goes with it here in New
That's
South
right.
Wales, water and whatever else. So we were still paying that. And when it came to loan time, it was just shifting where that money was going.
Yeah, brilliant.
So the
Yeah.
scary thing was the low docs. And then, of course, we had the interest rate increases over the 18 months from August 2022.
Mm-mm. Exactly
Which was
right.
scary in itself. But I know myself, I trust myself. I've always backed myself and my husband and just gone, you know what, we can do this no matter what. And so we just continued to pay the increases and the low docs. You kept saying to me, right, Rose, we've got to do something now.
That's how I did because
You did. And
I
again, I was scared, but I
yeah,
trusted you.
but I said now we've got some financials because
Mm.
we had them from last financial year. So the full
Correct.
23 year, you were
Yep.
set, and we knew they were good enough. And we converted your loan over to a full doc lender all within 15, 16 months. So it didn't take long. You were paying the high rate for a period. And then as soon as we could, we flipped it over to a full doc lender. You got a couple of grand for the trouble for moving over.
Yep.
You got a
Yeah.
cash rebate. And
We
I
just
was
put that straight on the loan, by the way.
oh,
I
that's
didn't
so
even touch
good.
that. It
You
was just
guys
straight
are
onto the loan.
you're so disciplined with your money. And you settled that just this year in March. So I'm really thrilled
Correct.
for you because now you've got a much better rate and you're managing it and you got more money back in your pocket, really. And you guys were
Yeah.
deciding straight away, which I love. They're going, no, we're just going to keep paying that extra amount that we
100%,
were.
which is what we are. We're like, no, well, that's what we were used to paying. Why stop doing that now? So we're still just continuing to put that money straight now into the offset account. And that was
Great.
the thing. Like, I didn't know what these things all meant. Like the terminology, it's scary in itself. And when somebody says, oh, have you got an offset account? I'm like, what is that? And what does it do for me? And how is that going to benefit me? For me, looking at it, it's just another form of savings. So I'm just putting the extra money aside in there. And when the loan repayment comes out, it just takes out that and there's still excess in there. So for me, I'm looking at it still as I'm just paying down the loan. And we've got goals. There are other things that we want to do. It's now just continuing to remain disciplined, but it's
Mm-hmm.
what we were paying anyway. So there is no big
Have you
scary
noticed, was
thing.
there any change in lifestyle for you? In fact, I don't think, only except now you're traveling all the time, all the time. Was
Yes.
Tahiti last month, Philippines the month before? You're just like,
Well, I
yeah,
mean, that is one of the things about me and my role is that I do have the incredible opportunities to travel quite a lot, and I do it not just for research, but to network and meet a lot of people, which helps my clients in turn. So I do travel quite a bit. I also speak all over the world as well for travel agent achievers. So I have that incredible privilege. But no, our lifestyle hasn't changed. I think Clinton Jackson just want to travel with me more.
yeah. Get back to school and work, boys. No, that's
100%,
no,
100%.
but I think they get a pretty good run with you, actually. I'm
Oh,
pretty I see it.
absolutely.
I see it. And you've got a big event coming up with Travel Achievers that you're putting on, a big conference for your clients. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So, one thing that I found with travel professionals all over the world is that they are amazing at their craft. They understand geography, they know how to book a trip. But when it comes to business, it's one of the things that they really suffer with, and understanding money, understanding systems and processes, understanding the right clients to work directly with them. And so for the last couple of years, I've just worked really hard to bring together a beautiful community. And last year in November, I put on an international retreat and we all went to Fiji, which was amazing. I know. And I mean, this is the thing, right? We do get incredible perks, but in business, you still have to invest in yourself. And so it was a business retreat. Everybody paid their own way to get there. And so when we were there, everyone said, well, where are we going next year? And I was like, where does everyone want to go? So yes, we are going to Bali at the end of October, and we'll be staying in the beautiful Andaz Resort, a luxury 5-star property. But it is something to fuel and give back to travel advisors so that they can build their business, take care of themselves, and understand who they want to work with moving forward.
Beautiful. So it's all on business skills for travel
100%. Yeah, it's
professionals.
one of the biggest things
I
for
think that
you.
sorted a lot of people out when during the pandemic they'd like been gliding along and then suddenly nothing. It's just so horrendous. And then all that extra work that you were doing. And what do you do? Like, you had to help people, you know?
Oh, and that's inherently who we are. One of the biggest things that I say to my clients is that if the S hits the fan somewhere and you are stuck. So I've had clients and there's been terrorist attacks. I've had volcanoes go off at where clients have been. I've had massive flight delays and all sorts of things. But when that emergency response button is clicked in, for me, the adrenaline just kicks into overdrive. I remain cool and calm under pressure. Big accidents for clients that you just need to repatriate people home. And so for the industry, yes, we run on adrenaline in those sorts of instances, but it's also what can we do to help people? And this is where I see something like you and what you do as well, and the value. Like, I couldn't have done it without you, to be honest, Louise, because
so thrilled,
you believed. You just believed.
I always believed in you.
Exactly. And this is what I say about travel professionals. I will believe in you until you can believe in yourself, because they don't believe that they can build a travel business. They don't believe that they can put systems in place. They don't believe that they can get the most amazing clients work with them. And so when it comes to buying a property, this is where I say you work with the experts, you work with the people that know you. So I have a no dickhead policy.
Oh,
and so,
absolutely. Good rule.
Right.
Good rule.
And that's where I just think the pandemic and things, it showed us so much. True colours came out of so many people. And now we all have the opportunity and make a decision to say, I want to work with somebody that I like.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's so true. I have that in my staff hand manual on. All dickheads are sent to me.
Yeah, see?
That'll teach them. They won't want to deal with me.
And that's what I say as well. If somebody's talking to my staff, I'm like, no, that's not cool.
Yeah.
We're all here for a very short time. Work with the people that you like, work with the people that you trust, and surround yourself with good people. And so for me, that's why I have you in my corner, and I go, cool, what's the next thing, Louise? Because I trust you and I know that you believe in me. So I'll believe in everybody else while they learn that you've got my back and I got yours.
No, absolutely, Ros. I'm really delighted we were helping you. And you've done so much in such a short time. Your place has risen in value enormously in that short period. So we were very lucky we got to buy when we did. And you've really benefited from that. And now you'll be able to go on soon and buy their next investment property. So they're already planning that. And that's less than 2 years, like it's less than 18 months really after starting. So it just goes to show sometimes you need to look at those alternative methods for self-employed people that are available. Yes, you'll pay a little more to start, but you can turn it around quite quickly if you've got a plan of attack and you know what you're doing. And please don't do it alone. That's why we ask people. So I'm thrilled you trusted me and we got there in the end. So delighted to be here with you. Port Macquarie is so beautiful. What a town.
It is absolutely beautiful. Did you know that when we moved here, so when we moved 5 years ago now, it was named 2 things. So it's named as having the best weather in Australia. 100%, totally agree with that. But it was also named as the most sexless city in Australia. I was shocked. I'm like, are you for real? But then we looked at the demographics and we're like, yeah, totally get it. But It
It's
is up and
changing,
coming. It's changing. You know, we have
changing.
incredible restaurants. We've got great schools, new facilities, new hospital. We've got Care Flight here that can get people into Newcastle or Sydney if necessary. Like, it's really changing and it's growing.
Well, that's partly because of the pandemic. You've had this huge influx of people from 2021 to now, 24. You've
Yeah.
had an increase of like 25,000 people living here, and there
I
was only
know.
50,000 then. So you've had
Yeah,
this massive increase in the number of people living in the region because people have moved here post pandemic. And it
100%.
is changing the demographic totally. So you can
Yeah.
see that happening. And you're right, cool coffee shops and much more interesting, yeah,
It's
dynamic.
really cool. It's really cool. And it is. It's only 4 hours to Sydney, and that's driving, and then 5 hours north to Brisbane, the Gold Coast. We got flights daily. And it was one of the reasons why I said moving up here. Yes, we've got family that are here, but also it's the lifestyle. We
Mm.
can still get to wherever we need to get to. It's the perfect location to have the holiday vibes as well as being able to get to the city when we need to. And as you said, I travel a lot. And so that's really important to me that I am able to have that convenience and the opportunity to get there when I need to.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, you did a very great move. I'm very jealous because that's why I came here during the middle of winter. I'm thrilled to visit, let me tell you.
You are
Australia's
welcome
most,
anytime.
oh, Australia's most temperate climate. Port Macquarie, you are on the map, let me tell you.
Exactly.
We're
But
very
let's not
impressed.
tell everybody because I want to buy some more property
I think
whilst
you
I'm
want,
here, right?
okay, you don't want old ones like me, but you want lots of young ones. So we tell them. We'll say
It's
this is definitely,
exciting.
yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
know, the doctors and things that are moving here or that are moving back that have grown up here and then moved away for studies and then grown back. People have traveled, worked internationally. I know people that have worked for the Queen, that have worked for some super famous people, and they've come
Yeah.
back here because they want the lifestyle. They want to raise their families in an environment that they were used to growing up, the surfing and the activities and the sport and the outdoor lifestyle without the pace of a big city. So it's really nice and it's a really beautiful community.
Great. And what advice do you have for others in small business who might want to look at lending, and what sort of thing would you suggest? Key things you should do or look out for?
Oh, I think one of the biggest lessons that I learned in business very early on, and this was even in my corporate career, was to know your numbers and understand your numbers. Have a good accountant, somebody who understands what your goals are. But also, then, if you are looking to buy property or invest, you've got to have the right people on your team. It's like anything. You might hire staff or you might have somebody to do your support work for you. It's an extension of that team. And so, Louise, that for you and your team are an extension of mine. And I think you've got to work with the right people and, yeah, get that
Good.
support. Mm.
Totally right. Well,
But it's
thank
also
you.
the goals. So you and I have spoken about the goals that we have for our life, and you've followed the journey. You've seen me have Jackson and all the rest of it over the years. So you've understood where I'm at each stage of life to then go, okay, well, what are we doing next, Roz? What is it that you want to do? And then help me understand it so that I can then take it to the next level.
You've
Thank you.
done brilliantly well, and I'm so thrilled for you guys. I'm so thrilled. And I really think you've just achieved so much. You forget how far you've come in such a short time, which when for years it wasn't like moving at the pace that you wanted. And then suddenly it all has happened.
That's it. I know. And it's just you saying that as well, that we were able to do it in such a short period of time to go from getting the low doc loan through to where we're at now and then looking at the next stages. I mean, Clint and I, we both work incredibly hard. It's not like we're just doing it easy. We
No.
are both very driven, but we also know what we want. And therefore, we've got to make that happen as well.
Yeah, no, hats off to you. I think I'm very proud of you both. So well done. Take care and thank you for everything. It's been great. And I think you're an inspiration to others in business who really need to stop worrying about, oh, can I? The bank's told me no. Stop worrying about what other people are saying. Let us have a look at it and maybe we can help you, or at least make a plan for the next year or two and then get you ready to buy. So don't ever hesitate. Reach out. Anyway, thanks again, Roz.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.